property market currently at a record high, it is vital to stay one step ahead of your competition when selling your house. I'm giving 3 sellers the chance to have a good look round each other's houses.
A lovely bright room.
Avocado, beautiful.
For goodness sake, who'd have a fish tank in your kitchen?
To see what changes they can make to appeal to a potential buyer.
This is very big.
Good, isn't it?
Yes. It's a shame that there's this garden attached to this house.
Today, our sellers lay into each other's homes.
There's far too much clutter in here.
What is that behind the curtain? To me, it's like it's storing things that don't fit anywhere else in the house.
And with £1,000 to spend each, bedrooms get blitzed.
It's a bit like Christmas when you're getting your new toys and getting rid of your old ones.
And decking disappears.
Can't believe how big it looks already.
But which house will Francesca go for? So that was a clear winner.
Definitely.
Today, I'm helping 3 homeowners in the family-friendly hotspot of Wokingham in Berkshire. They each want to impress our buyer, Francesca. She's a busy wife and mum, leading the search for her family's forever house. So this is the start of the property search for you, isn't it? How long have you been looking for?
Well, probably for a few months now,
Okay.
just sort of online and sort of places like that, and just in and out of estate agents and looking in the windows and sort of a bit of shopping.
So what's on the list? What are you looking for?
We're looking for a 3/4 bed detached property if possible, something with a lot of living space, something with a lot of downstairs living space.
Right.
We do a lot of entertaining, have a lot of people over, so basically as much space as possible.
OK. More bothered about downstairs and upstairs?
Absolutely,
So the bedrooms don't have to be enormous,
No.
but if you've got a big living space.
Yeah.
You've got a daughter, haven't you, who's 7?
Yes,
And they can accumulate so much stuff. I don't know how girls do it.
It's unbelievable how much
It's all
they do.
pink and it's all fluffy.
And very
it's all got
girly.
glitter on it.
And you just accumulate.
So you're going to need, obviously, space for her.
Absolutely. And also we've promised her a puppy, so
you
for my
mad?
sins.
Yeah.
So some outside space would be great.
Perfect. Wonderful. Well, that's going to be easy.
Yes.
Shall we start then?
Let's do it.
Excellent. Francesca has a good budget for Wokingham. Top whack is £600,000. We found 3 very different properties, but before Francesca gets the chance to have a look around, our sellers get to see what they're up against. Our first property is owned by Maria and Raj. She runs a barber shop and he's a sales executive. They live here with their 3 children.
Fell in love with the lounge. It was so big, and the big fireplace.
The living space in the house is fantastic.
And they reckon there's only one potential problem.
The other sellers are going to say that the house is great, but the garden is too small and there's no grass.
Well, it's certainly low maintenance, but when it comes to making changes here, I could have my work cut out.
There is no compromise, it's the Maria way.
We'll see about that. Raj and Maria's detached house has 5 bedrooms and feels modern throughout. It's got the big social kitchen and downstairs space that my buyer Francesca's after. And it's on the market for £585,000, 15 grand under budget. Our next property belongs to single mum of 2, Margaret. The prison where she works is closing, so she's out of a job. She needs to sell and reckons it's the perfect family home.
So many rooms in here, such fantastic space, and the garden is just amazing. I would think they would walk in the door and just think this is where they want to be.
Ooh, lots of confidence there. But Margaret does admit that there's one thing that lets the house down: her bedroom.
I've always said that walking in there, it's like walking into someone's boudoir, but I've just never had the money to change. I don't like the decor in it. I would change the wardrobes. I would change a lot about the room.
Margaret's detached house has 4 bedrooms, loads of space downstairs, including a conservatory, perfect for Francesca's daughter's playroom. But it is right at the top of her budget, a shade under 600 grand. Our third and final property is owned by retired couple Bob and Geraldine. They bought this house when it was brand new 30 years ago.
We personally think that this is the right time for us to downsize. Basically, the garden is getting too much for us.
So downsizing means we can release some equity and enjoy life to the full.
And they're convinced that the house sells itself.
Anyone visiting the house will immediately see that it's very clean, and that's due to Geraldine's work. Geraldine keeps the house perfect. Well, they do.
Bob and Geraldine's house has 4 bedrooms with a double garage and a garden. It is immaculately presented and is the cheapest of our 3 properties, £555,000. So it's Raj and Maria's 5-bed with the big kitchen, Margaret's spacious family house, and Bob and Geraldine's traditional home and large garden, all competing for an offer. Now is the time for our sellers to think about ways of improving their homes. And to help them, I'm giving them the opportunity to check out their rivals' properties and suss out the competition. First viewings take place at Margaret's family home. Margaret's extended family home has enough space for even the biggest of families. And with great curb appeal and fantastic outdoor space, it could give the other sellers something to think about.
Love it.
Very clean, yeah.
And it's tidy, it's well kept, well presented.
It's quite small and a small driveway.
No garden on the front, is it? It's a bit too open plan, really.
It's yellow. The colour scheme in this room is not to our taste. No, it's a bit loud for us.
It's a bit dated, isn't it?
Cool, yeah.
Just plain walls would spruce it up a bit.
Thumbs down so far, but let's not forget that big conservatory.
Wow.
Oh, this is
Oh,
the
isn't
room.
this fabulous?
The
Yes.
rooms, they're all very similar.
They're all
A
lounges.
lot of seating.
Basically got 3 lounges.
I think this needs too much work.
Yeah, but it's only decoration, isn't it? But it does need more work than our house does.
Raj and Maria might be confident after seeing the inside, but that might all change when they see the garden.
I love the garden.
If we put this garden at the back of our house, we won't want to move.
No, this is nice.
This is lovely.
Upstairs,
Oh my God.
different. What is that behind the curtain there? Oh, it's
God, it's a
wardrobe.
wardrobe.
My first impression, that it looks like a bit like Eastern Promise.
Turkish delight.
Yes, Turkish delight. Yes.
so what do they all think of the near 600 grand asking price?
Wow,
No way.
No way.
No way.
that's way
Way
in
up.
excess of what I expected it to
Yes. Our house sparkles. This doesn't.
If this is what we're up against, I don't think we've got any competition, really.
Both couples are sure their house fares best, but I'm glad Raj and Maria realise their garden lets their house down. Next, we're at Bob and Geraldine's. Bob and Geraldine have lived in their home since it was first built 30 years ago and have maintained it to a high standard. But the style is beginning to feel a little bit dated, and I'm worried that it won't appeal to the young modern family.
It's the type of house that I would go for. It just looks lovely and clean and tidy from the outside.
I'm not sure it
Oh, really?
looks that pretty on the
Doesn't
outside.
look very big.
No.
This, to me, seems pretty old-fashioned. It reminds me of the old wood chip paper that you spent hours trying to remove from walls years ago.
That's really 80s, isn't it?
Yeah.
Goodness me.
And the nice Arctic ceilings.
Moving through to the lounge,
Oh, gosh. It's really dated, isn't it?
It's the sort of thing my mum and dad.
Yeah, it reminds me of when I was growing up, really. These lights are really old, aren't they?
and the theme continues in the kitchen.
The floor to me is quite old-fashioned. It reminds me of, for some reason, of Blockbusters. You know, I want to ask for a beef bob.
A bee for behind the times, maybe?
I think the kitchen sells the house, you know, especially for women. So ours is much nicer than this.
And that tube would definitely have to go.
Yeah.
At £555,000, it's 30 grand cheaper than Raj and Maria's house.
Really?
Wow.
Gosh. Don't get a lot for your money, do you?
No.
It's a lot smaller than our house.
I would have thought that it would have been on for a little bit more, but I do think that people have got to come in and do quite a bit to make it their own in here.
So the dated style doesn't seem to be worrying the other sellers. Our final property is Raj and Maria's. Raj and Maria's 5-bedroom home is struggling to contain all of the family's belongings, and it sits on a relatively small plot, so outside space is at a premium. But it does have a fantastic layout and a modern style, so should the other sellers be worried?
This house isn't set back from the road at all. It's right on the edge of the road, compared to ours, which is a good 60 feet off the road.
Also, it's a very busy road.
It's a lovely house. It's very Tudor looking, which is, I do like that sort of house.
Raj and Maria don't use the front door, so everyone has to come round the back.
I personally don't like to walk straight into a kitchen. No, I prefer to use a front door. I don't like my surfaces to be too cluttered. I like things away.
I would say the only thing that does sort of feel negative is the amount of things lying around, because I can't imagine having this much clutter, if I'm allowed to say.
And soon the reason why they couldn't use the front door becomes clear.
Wow, there just seems to be shoe racks everywhere here. To me, it's like it's storing things that don't fit anywhere else in the house.
This could be a good,
Could be a really
good selling
lovely
point for the house
house.
if it was used.
Yes.
We definitely have an advantage over this house.
Next, it's into the study.
Wow. Oh, gosh.
Oh, my.
Oh, there's far too much clutter in here. This room makes our house look immaculate. And they haven't actually cleared anything away to sell it.
And upstairs,
I love the rolled bath. The floor is good, but you can't actually see it because there's too much stuff around. I would have white paint work.
but it's the outside space Raj and Maria are most worried about.
I like decking, but I don't like as much decking as this. It's like there's no family play area.
There is absolutely no sign of any grass.
I know in our garden, our grandchildren can kick a football around and put a goalpost up. But
Play
I don't
croquet.
think children can't do that here.
So what about the asking price of 585 grand?
I would have expected a wee bit more land for that amount of money.
You would actually have to spend quite a bit of money to bring it up to
Well,
a good
our standard.
Yes,
Our standard.
that's right.
All the sellers think their houses are best value for money, so it's up to me to give them some home truths. I'm in Wokingham, where our buyer Francesca is looking for a forever home for her small family.
I will definitely know when I see the right place. Definitely, without a doubt. I will just get that feeling, I'm sure of it.
I've got 3 properties for her to choose from, and the sellers have already had a sneaky peek around each other's houses to see how they measure up to their competition.
I expected to be inspired by seeing something in those houses that we could change in ours. And I didn't see anything that inspired me at all.
When someone comes in to view my home, I think their initial reaction once they sort of look through the house and out at the garden, I definitely think it's given me a wee bit more confidence of what my house is on the market for.
There isn't really any comparison house-wise. Ours is far better. The only thing we lack is the garden.
Let's not get complacent. No house is perfect, and it's my job to make them realise that. After checking out their rivals' homes, all 3 sellers now have 1 week and £1,000 to carry out any changes they may wish to make in order to up their chances of securing a sale. But I need to make sure they spend that money wisely, starting with Raj and Maria and their big problem, all that decking.
What this place is lacking is garden foliage.
Yes.
There's nothing gardeny out here. You've got the bit at the back there, which is obviously, I guess, where the dogs are kept.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then you've got the raised decking area, and then you've got this decking area.
Yeah. Quite a lot of decking.
There's a lot of decking. There's a lot of decking going on here. It would be nice to see some greenery here.
Definitely.
And some big pots. You know, he looks a bit forlorn.
He's seen better days.
Yeah.
He's headed a few balls,
Yes, I can see.
as you can see.
Yeah.
Do you think we should get rid of that?
No, I think you should plant it, make a feature out of it. And then maybe get, you know, a nice big pot in quite a vibrant colour with an olive tree or something in it. I think this is the area that you need to get the professionals in. I would not suggest taking this on yourselves.
No, definitely not.
They seem to be on board so far. My next challenge is getting them to think about buyers' first impressions.
One of the things that the other sellers picked up on was the fact that you had to come in through the tradesman's entrance, so to speak, because the front door is full of shoes. It's a bit like Imelda Marcos lives in this house. I've never seen so many shoes. For how many people live in this house?
4.
I think we might need to have a bit of a shoe clear out.
OK, that's good.
Because your house has fantastic curb appeal. From the outside, you look at it and you think, wow, what a beautiful house. But you can't get in the front, you have to go in the back.
Inside, there's loads of great spaces, but upstairs, they need to think about tidying up.
One thing that this bathroom doesn't have is storage. There's no bathroom cabinet anywhere.
Ah.
So everything that you use is out on display, isn't it?
Yes.
That's an easy fix.
I see what you've tried to do here is the whole seaside theme.
Yeah.
And it would have worked 10 years ago, 15 years ago, but it does feel a bit dated now.
Okay.
I would go
Nice.
off-white to lighten it all up.
Brighten it
I
right
would
up.
paint this as well, because this is a sort of creosote-y, been in Saint-Tropez for too many weeks colour, isn't it? All the dark brown wood in here.
Paint it white
Paint
gloss.
white. Yeah. What you want to make this room look like is a boutique hotel bathroom, and you could do it because you've got the fantastic roll-top bath.
Yeah.
Now, fortunately for Raj and Maria, the house doesn't need too much doing to it, just a lick of paint in the bathroom and some reorganising of rooms, which is a good thing because the garden needs an awful lot of work.
I think
If we can go halfway there with the garden, that would be great, you know.
We'll give them all a good run for their money.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to make the most difference.
But the other issues also need to be dealt with. And back in the bathroom, I want to show them how easy it is to revolutionise a room.
If I just very quickly...
That looks nice like that.
Let me just show you.
Yeah.
Like, these can all hang on the back of your doors in your bedrooms.
Yeah.
I'm just going to clear it a minute, just to show
How much
you
nicer it looks.
how much more space you've got. Like, seriously, how many toilet rolls does one family
Oh, he orders, always buys it in bulk.
Once you've sold it, get it all back in again. Fill it with toilet rolls. But
Right.
until...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Can you see, though, the difference?
Yes.
This is a great bathroom. It just needs a bit
Yeah.
of love.
Next is Margaret's house, and first we need to talk about all her little knickknacks.
I noticed this when I came in. This is a Father Christmas soap, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you need that when you're watching TV?
No. Well, it's really just because he smells nice.
Yes.
Gives a bit of smelly ambience to the lounge.
Just got a bit of airspray or
Yeah.
something instead of... You need to get some big boxes and we need to start being ruthless in here. Because can you also see how many different patterns you've got going on? This is a very bold sofa. So you've got the bold sofa, you've got that dado rail at the top there, which is sort of blues and yellows. You've got the yellow colour washed walls, you've got the red and yellow curtains. There's so much going on here that it's a bit like, whoa.
It hasn't been decorated for probably about 10 years.
Yeah, that does show.
Yeah.
I think what would be nice is if you could get all of this wallpaper off, reline it and paint it a very neutral colour.
Upstairs is her Achilles heel.
We moved in like this.
Right.
And it's been one of the things, I mean, I loathe these wardrobes.
Goodness for that, because I was going to say they're not great.
When I walked in here, I felt as if it was someone's boudoir.
Yes, it feels a bit like a dance boudoir.
Yes.
I feel like I'm going to come out from behind the curtains and start.
This is my story.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to begin. Ta-da! Yes, I'm going to open it up.
Okay.
Because what you have here is an enormous amount of storage space. Well, yeah, there's a lot of stuff, but a decent chippy would be able to come in here and build you doors across here, sleek doors, paint them, sorted. Because I have to say, I have never in all my days seen something like this before.
But there is something familiar in this room.
There's another Father Christmas soap. It's like they're multiplying. They're like doing presents. I don't know what to do with them.
Well, don't put one in every room of your house, Margaret.
I feel that Margaret is a little bit daunted by the enormity of the task, but if she can rise to the challenge, this could be a fantastic family home.
I did agree with her with the decorating. It does hurt me to take some of my personal things out of it because, you know, even though you are selling your home, you're still living in it as your home. I'm really looking forward to, you know, the house getting done, and it is all very exciting.
Eager to get on, Margaret starts in her boudoir. Even though I suggested she keep the carcasses, she gets the wardrobes ripped out entirely.
I'm not helping. They don't trust me with a screwdriver or a drill. If there's any money up there, it's mine. It's a bit like Christmas when you're getting your new toys and getting rid of your old ones. I can't believe how easily it's coming off, and maybe if I had have realised that, I would have done it quite a few years ago. But you live and learn, don't you?
People often think DIY jobs will be bigger than they actually are. Finally, it's Bob and Geraldine's. While it's immaculate, the whole place just feels a little old-fashioned.
We'll start with the kitchen. The kitchen is great. The one thing that I think dates it a little bit is this floor.
The floor.
Well, it is 30-year-old.
Yes, and I can see that because I'm almost sure that my mum had this when in the house that we were growing up in.
Yeah. It's been ceramic. We've just lived with it.
You could either think about putting some laminate flooring down here because it's easy to keep clean, or you could think about some lino. And you can get, you know, people tend to go, oh, lino, that's awful, but you can get some fantastic lino now. There's a lot of stuff on your worktops that might be surplus to requirements. I'm sure you use them all. But things like piles of plates on the microwave, even things like this.
Yes.
Look.
Yes.
How many utensils do you need?
Oh, yes, she uses them all.
Do you? All at the same time? Do you use...
I would say... No, you don't use all of those at the same time.
You've got 8 wooden spoons in there. The other thing that might be quite an idea to think about, not doing anything for me wrinkles, is this. The lighting in here is very harsh. And these sort of fluorescent lights give that idea of, or the feeling of being in an office. It's that sort of office environment.
Yes,
Don't get it too dark, though. You chop your fingers off while you're trying to make something.
As well as the kitchen being a key area to stand out when selling your home, so is your sitting room. And Bob and Geraldines could do with an update, starting with the light fittings.
I think you could get some very simple uplighters on the walls that you could paint and match the same colour as the walls so they just blend in. The carpet, for me, is the big one. It's quite orange, isn't it? It's quite...
Well, yes,
Ooh.
terracotta.
For me, I'd like to see it changed if the budget will allow.
Right.
Again, it's quite a dated colour, and I think it would freshen up the whole room. The other thing that I feel, how many of these chairs do you actually use?
We use one each.
One each.
Mainly these two.
I'm going to be a potential buyer. Look, so I come in...
They do, yeah. They hit the chair.
And the first thing you do...
It's hit my chair.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I mean, I'm being slightly over-dramatic.
Yeah,
but do you see what I mean? If you look at the amount of furniture you've got in here, and it's always the bloke's chair that has to go.
Oh, yeah.
You've got too much in here.
Right, OK.
Yeah.
Now, unusually, this house is immaculately presented, but the decor does tend to make it feel a little bit dated. With some subtle changes and some clever use of space, it could appeal to a much wider market.
Amanda first suggested that the lights needed changing. Well, they are old-fashioned because they were a wedding present, and so they're 49 years old. So, although I was disappointed that I would have to change them, at least I can keep them and move them to our new house.
Oh, no! No!
Geraldine might just have to sneak them into a skip. But before the old ones come down, I want to give these two some stylish ideas.
This is the sort of ultra-modern uplighters, which if you put there, you can see how it blends into the wall. It's nice and modern.
Yeah.
It's not too in your face. It's going to give that subtle, soft sheen. And these are slightly more traditional. I think I prefer the uplighters.
I do.
I think these... But it was just to sort of give you an idea of...
Oh, yeah.
You'd need to get a professional electrician in to fit them, but it's not a big job. It's not something that you're too put off about.
Yes, we can arrange that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
3 homeowners in the Berkshire town of Wokingham are all fighting it out in the race to win over buyer Francesca.
Home to me and to us as a family is just a warm place to feel safe and secure, but also to have fun and happy times.
After checking out each other's houses, the sellers are hard at work to improve their homes. At Raj and Maria's, the decking is disappearing.
As you can see, we've ripped all the decking up, which has taken the best part of a day to do.
Bob and Geraldine are bringing new life into their lights.
Initially, we wouldn't look at anything like that because it's quite modern and we always think that we're traditional type of people. But having seen it, I like it. I think it will add character to the room.
Over at Margaret's house, she's got the troops in to make that boudoir more boutique.
Make me shake. I can't bear my bedroom being this untidy. It's a bit daunting looking at it all going on. But end result should be fantastic.
Margaret's bedroom is well underway, and with the wardrobes ripped out, she's on to removing the wallpaper with a wallpaper stripper you can buy for as little as £20.
This is really easy. I don't know why it takes them so long to do it. This could be a new line of work for me. I could become your apprentice.
Looking good.
Careful what you promise. Downstairs, the sitting room is being prepared by decorator Dean at a cost of £250. If the wallpaper is in good condition, instead of stripping it, you can fill the joins with filler, sand it down, and then undercoat the walls with a base white before adding colour.
It'll look good, it'll all look nice when it's all done, but there's quite a big bit of prep work.
Dean and Adrian have started the lounge. It's actually looking really good. They've gone over the dated border that Amanda really didn't like. So that seems to be coming up really well. I'm really pleased. It really opens the lounge up a great deal. So I'm looking forward to seeing when the paint goes on, the big difference it's going to make.
All three sellers are hard at work, but it's only a matter of days before Francesca comes to view, so they have to keep up momentum. Over at Bob and Geraldine's, they've spent £80 to upgrade their dated lighting.
To save on the budget that we have, I'm fitting them myself. I'm not qualified to do so, but I have an engineering diploma. And the law allows you to replace lamps if you're not replacing wiring and digging channels and so on.
The changes we are making does make the house more appealing, especially to a family, a young family would like what we're doing.
How about that?
Master at work.
There we are.
There you are, spot on.
Oh, this is the moment of truth.
Oh,
here we go.
Watch this. Amazing.
Lights done, time to deal with the other big problem, the terracotta carpet.
Well, I sat down having my breakfast yesterday and I thought, this carpet is still very good. And I like the colour. But I'm going with the flow, keep everybody sweet.
Well, the idea is to sell the house, isn't it? That's what it's all about.
Carpets aren't cheap. This new one is setting them back over £660. But you can get carpet for as little as £5 per square metre. Then use the old carpet as underlay to save some money. At Raj and Maria's, the seaside-themed bathroom is being painted.
It looks amazing, a lovely white ceiling. Covered those horrible fish up that Amanda said was something from the 90s.
But the big work is taking place outside. They've bitten the bullet and invested a lot of their own money to have this space fully landscaped, in the hope it will appeal to a family market.
So what do you reckon then?
Yeah, I can't believe how big it looks already. What do you think?
Definitely opened up the space.
Fence panels painted and the turf laid, it's all beginning to make a difference. And Paul the gardener is in charge. Once this goes down, you've turfed the whole garden. How long does it take to sort of bed in and properly mature?
Yeah, just keep watering it. It's quite cold at the moment, so you don't want to water it too much because obviously it'll freeze overnight and possibly stop it from rooting. But yeah, keep it damp, not too often in this time of year. But in the summer, you would sort of expect to water that every other night, maybe.
Every other night to bed it in.
That'll grow really well, and you should end up with a really nice lawn from that.
I had suggested they turf part of the garden, but they've gone all out using their own money, and it's cost a whopping £4,500. Back upstairs, the new bathroom lino is going down.
It's starting to take shape, it's looking good. Later on, we've got the taps being fitted, and Raj is going to go in and put the finishing touches off tonight with the cabinets and stuff. I'm happy, I'm slightly stressed, but we're going to get done in time, but I am happy at the moment.
At Margaret's, her sisters have arrived to help with the declutter.
I'm just staying up here out of the way while she's downstairs because she'll not let me keep any of my short skirts. She says I'm too old for them. This has been our first real family home, you know, for Paul, Stephen and myself. So, you know, it's just full of memories. It's sad to be packing it all up to move because it would have been lovely to stay here and sort of have your grandchildren here and it be the family home. But, you know, it's not to be, and circumstances have dictated that it's time for me to sort of move on.
Margaret's living room used to feel gaudy and dated. Getting rid of the mismatch of colours and patterns has brought it up to date. So, Margaret, are you a broken woman? Are you exhausted?
I am. As it's up in Scotland, I'm completely done in. Yeah.
I have to say, it's worth you being done in, though, because you have transformed the place. Just by taking away the busyness, it again has just opened up the space. I love the way that you've kept everything really neutral, so the new curtains and the neutral background on the walls. It really makes the sofa stand out now. But it makes the whole room feel literally double its size. Upstairs, changing the furniture and decorating the room makes her bedroom feel much cleaner and more appealing.
It looks enormous now. Now it doesn't look like an old-fashioned sort of theatre.
I couldn't even imagine that space being there behind those curtains. I must have put over 20 bags of clothes out. Typically, you think, you know, you're going to fit into these clothes again, and I just thought, no, this is the chance, just get rid of them.
Yeah, I still got a pair of size 8 trousers that I could never get into at the beginning when I bought them. It ain't never going to happen now.
Time is running out for Bob and Geraldine as buyer Francesca's viewing is looming, so they're doing the final touches.
I thought this would make a nice fruit bowl, and then a matching dish maybe on the windowsill. I'm going minimalist in the kitchen.
But colourful.
But colourful, yes.
Away with the red. And in with
Away with the red and in with the blue.
Their open-plan living space has had a lot of subtle changes. Just taking the chair out and changing the carpet has made the room feel much bigger.
You've had a very busy week, haven't you? How's it been?
Amanda,
hectic.
We have worked our socks off, morning till night.
But you've made, I mean, the carpet, what a brilliant choice.
It's made a tremendous difference, it really has.
What it does now is you walk into this room and everything blends. Your eye isn't drawn immediately to the carpet. You don't go, oh, look, there's a sort of terracotta-coloured carpet. it just all blends, and it just makes the room brighter, lighter, bigger.
They've also updated the lighting with sleek modern uplighters.
These have made a big difference. Did you put them up yourself or not?
I did.
Oh, you're clever.
And the wall lights.
Like the wall
yes,
lights.
we love the wall lights.
I think what happens is you get so used to living with something that you don't see it anymore.
We'd had them 49 years. They were a wedding present. I was reluctant to take them down, but I like the ones that...
But we love these.
I've replaced them
we
with.
love these, yes.
The strip light in the kitchen is also gone, and thinning out all of Geraldine's cooking utensils makes the worktops feel much larger.
The kitchen looks great. All the accessories and the decluttering, getting rid of all the utensils and things looks brilliant.
I think someone will come in here, hopefully, and go like this. Because I would.
And it certainly made it look more modern.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I shall cross fingers for you, and I shall do my best.
Well, thank you.
And get the buyer around and get to see what they think of it, but good luck with it.
Thank you so much.
Over at Raj and Maria's, they've saved the easiest job till last. Maria and her youngest son, Zuben, are getting rid of the hallway shoe mounting.
Okay, look at all this space now. What do you think?
Yeah.
Amanda was right 100% that people want to come through the front door. They don't want to walk straight into the kitchen. They want to see what the hallway's like, and my hallway wasn't used and it was just cluttered up.
Outside, they're done with the decking and have laid fresh turf to transform their garden.
Well, you two have been a bit busy, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've done like 4 months' worth of work in a week.
Yeah.
Transformed this garden, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, just everything from painting the fence to the grass to the new decking.
Yeah.
It's just incredible.
It's made it a more kid-friendly garden.
The thing is, what will happen now is families will come and have a look at this house, and instead of people thinking, well, there's nowhere for the kids to play, they'll look at it and think, this is a brilliant space.
The hallway has gone from cluttered to clear.
How was the great shoe clear out? Because you can get in the front door now.
Yes.
You can open the front door.
Open the front
How did
door.
the boys go with the...
My youngest, Zuben, helped, and he quite enjoyed doing it with us. So we did fill quite a few bags up.
Upstairs, the 1990s bathroom stencils are long gone, and all the clutter is now hidden in a cabinet.
Bathroom, massive difference.
Yeah, I think it looks nice, actually. A lot lighter, brighter, bigger.
Yeah.
Love the colour on the walls. The white gloss on the brown wood.
Yeah.
Wow, that's the biggest change,
Massive
I think.
difference, isn't it? So you had a budget initially of £1,000. You've clearly gone over budget just with this, haven't you?
That's right.
So all in, how much have you gone over by?
In total, it's cost us probably £7,000.
Right.
When you look at what we've got at the end of it, it's more marketable.
I think you've worked incredibly hard, and the changes that you've made, I think, will make a big difference when it comes to trying to sell the house.
So they've dug deep into their own pockets and used their own money to transform their house. Let's just hope it's worth it in the long run. I'm in Wokingham in Berkshire, preparing to show potential buyer Francesca around 3 very different properties. After snooping round their rivals' houses to see where to sharpen up their act, All 3 sets of sellers have now completed their changes. Maria and Raj have decluttered and decorated, and their garden is now unrecognisable.
It was always the garden that let us down, and I think it looks amazing now.
Bob and Geraldine have modernised their carpet, but at a cost to Bob.
I've been shattered for the last 3 nights and sat down and fallen asleep in the chair.
Oh, but you do that anyway.
Yes, this makes it a lot more modern. At the end of the day, if it sells the house, it's done the job.
And Margaret has got rid of her gaudy colour scheme and installed some proper wardrobes.
Being an ex-bookie, I am at that last furlong. I'm heading towards the winning line. Put your money on me because I actually think that we're going to nail this.
Well, let's find out, because Margaret's family home is the first property Francesca's going to view.
So, Francesca, initial reactions?
Very nice.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Very nice. It's got a nice character about the outside.
Should we go have a look?
Let's do it.
Let's get in.
The outside is exciting, Francesca, and hopefully the inside will, now it's been decluttered.
So come on through, Francesca.
Okay.
Initial impressions of the inside.
I do like the inside, very much so, because I like that it opens out onto the added space of the conservatory. Little bit smaller inside here. General first impressions, it's good. It's good.
Through that door there, you have another room that I thought would make a fantastic playroom. So when you think about it, this is the bulk of the family living area. And decor-wise, would you do anything in here?
I like the fact that it's neutral, because I think that's always makes it look so much bigger. And it's at the moment, no, I like the fireplace around. I do like that, so it's good.
I like that. I like that it's good.
So far, so good. On to the big kitchen diner.
Now, I know you said you wanted a big kitchen. Big enough?
Yes, this is very big.
Good, isn't it?
Yes. It's nice that you've got your dining table there, as well as cooking. Yeah, no, I like it. I like the L shape of it as well.
Finally, the biggest change, the bedroom.
So this is the mum and dad zone.
Okay, yeah.
Do you like it?
I do. It's a really good size in here, actually. A really good size. And you've got windows both
dual
sides.
aspect.
So you've got a lot of light coming in here.
Do you like the way that this room has been decorated? Is there anything that you would like to change?
I think this room could do with a bit of colour.
Okay.
Sort of more of a bolder colour would be maybe with your sort of, you know, your neutral as well, but have more of a striking colour in here. But no, I mean, it's nicely decorated, and again, it's neutral. So again, a huge positive for people moving in.
Yeah, ready to go.
Ready to go, and yeah, no, it's good.
It seems all Margaret's hard work has paid off.
It's on at 599,950, so you've got 50 quid left over to put a bit of colour in this room if you wanted to. So it is at the top end of your budget, but you are getting an enormous amount of house for the money.
Absolutely. I can see why it is up for that price, and the space factor is huge. Garden area is huge. Off-street parking.
Got it all.
It's got it all.
OK, so we're off to a good start then.
Very good start.
OK.
So Francesca's taken by property 1, but there are still 2 houses to come. Next up, Raj and Maria's.
What do you think of the look of it?
I like the look of it. I like the style of it. I think it's got a really positive look from the outside, definitely.
Let's get in.
And now the hallway has gone from cluttered to clear.
Come on in, Francesca.
Cute.
So here's your entrance hall. Nice big entrance hall.
Yeah.
You've got your living room there. Initial impression? Like it?
I like it. Yeah, it looks good.
So here's your kitchen diner. What do you think?
Very nice, very nice. This is definitely our sort of style, definitely our sort of space. Good that you've got the table area as well.
Yeah.
Very sort of hub of the home.
Really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's more to impress upstairs, hopefully, including that bathroom's new floor and paint job, which gives it a contemporary classic feel.
This house has 3 areas for you to wash yourself in.
Goodness, what choice.
I know. You've got the master bedroom with an ensuite shower room.
Yeah.
One of the other bedrooms has an ensuite shower room.
Okay.
So this is your family bathroom.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I do. It's not a bad size at all. It's big enough for our family to use as a family bathroom.
Perfect.
Francesca's sounding very positive. And let's not forget that newly revamped garden.
So the garden space, what do you think?
Very small.
OK.
Quite an odd-shaped garden.
What it is long and narrow. It's actually 62 foot long. Does it have the wow factor in terms of the overall appearance of it?
Yeah, it's nice and neat and tidy, and the space they have got, I think it's been used well. It's a shame that there's this garden attached to this house because, you know, the house is lovely, but the outside space is quite small.
Maybe the price will win her round. It's on the market at 585,000. Good? Bad?
I think that is quite high. I know you've got the 5 bedrooms, which is a huge plus. They are quite small rooms, some of them. So, yeah, a little bit surprised.
You'll never find a house that has it all.
No, absolutely.
You know, if you had this house with a 100-foot back garden, it would be well over your price bracket. You couldn't afford it. So that's your compromise. If Francesca wants a large plot, then the final property Bob and Geraldines could deliver. It's a very pretty house from the outside. Do you like it?
It's a very pretty, very, very pretty, nice driveway. And, yeah, it's just got a really cute look about it, hasn't it?
I think it's a lovely house. It's immaculately presented inside.
OK.
Really lovely. Do you want to go in and have a look? Let's do it. First stop inside is the revamped sitting room with modern lighting. So here is your through lounge dining area. What do you think?
I like it. This sort of part of the living area is quite small, but it's still got a nice feel about it. It's cosy, hasn't it? It's got a nice feel about it, a very welcoming feel.
Do you like the decor and the way it's presented?
I like the fact that it's, you know, very light, so it's allowing the, you know, light to be in here. Not keen on the wallpaper, but that's easily changed.
Yes. It's a swine to do.
Yeah.
But it's...
but you can get it off.
You can do it.
Exactly. So, but yeah, no, I do like the way it's decorated.
Looking good. Geraldine's kitchen was once cluttered, but now it's cleared out and suitably accessorised. So this is the kitchen. Now, this is the smallest kitchen that we've seen.
OK.
But really well presented. Do you like it?
I do like it. I like the level of the cupboards, actually, because it's just my height to reach up. So I like that. I do like it. It's quite compact.
Tour done. Time to get down to the price. How much do you think it's on at?
I think it would probably be on about 555-ish.
On the button! On the button! 555! You don't win it because you guessed the price, unfortunately. Yes, it's all yours for free. It is exactly that, 555. Because it's below your budget, you've got 45 grand effectively to play with. Lots for Francesca to think about. Will it be Margaret's family home? Maria and Raj's 1990s detached house? Or Bob and Geraldine's 1980s traditional home? Time for a drink and a think. Which was your least favourite?
I would have to say it would be the 1980s home.
Right.
Probably because of the amount of work that would need to be done there to make it a more livable, not livable, but, you know,
it was
spacious.
Too small.
It's basically too small.
The 5-bed detached house, I could see your face sort of visibly drop when we went into the garden. Even though you thought they'd done a beautiful job of it, you felt it was too small. Has that changed at all, or were you still thinking
I think
that?
I'm still thinking that. And even though it's a 5-bed, a couple of those rooms upstairs are quite small.
That leaves us with the extended family home. How did you feel about that one?
I really liked the first house. I thought that was absolutely lovely. I liked the fact that the kitchen had a lot of options of what you could do with it. It just had a nice feel about it. The garden was superb. Conservatory was nice.
So that was a clear winner?
Definitely, to be honest, a very clear winner. I knew even when I went in the first house that the other two houses were going to have to really match up to that one. But yeah, clear winner for me.
What's your favourite? So what's the next step for you? Are you going to go back and have a look at it again?
I think definitely I'd like to take my husband back to see it. I think he's got to obviously have an input as well, but I know he's going to probably like it as much as I am.
Exciting times. But good luck with it.
Thank you.
Good luck with it. I can see that. I can see you in there. And I can see that as the playroom and you guys all out there in the garden chasing that little wee puppy around.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what you're going to need more luck with, moving house or buying a dog.
I think both.
The dog. So it's Margaret who's come up trumps.
Oh, wow. Oh, I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased I'll probably start to cry. Excellent. It's all been worth it then.
The other sellers still seem upbeat about the future.
I don't think it's going to deter us selling it. The big improvement in the garden. It's going to help us, if nothing else.
Yeah, definitely feel like we're in a better position than we were a week ago. I don't want to move now. Love it.
Disappointed, but we've made so many improvements to the property that hopefully it will sell to another family.
A few days later, Francesca decided Margaret's house wasn't for her and didn't go back for a second viewing. But someone else made an offer and Margaret is still deciding whether she'll accept. Bob and Geraldine decided to take their property off the market, and Raj and Maria have had a number of viewings, lots of positive feedback, but no offer just yet.